guys ready?
It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it. We're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy? You ready?
Here we go.
What's up, everybody? We got the OG NBA betting show. Myself and Babano here for today. And we got a lot. Well, we got one less game. Milwaukee and New Orleans was postponed, but still a lot of games. How you doing here, Babano?
Yeah, apparently they can't handle snow in the bayou, all in reports. So no game tonight between the Bucks and the New Orleans Pelicans as the polar vortex takes over North America and sends us all into the frigid cold in many parts of the continent. But hopefully we're not cold tonight with bets on the NBA cards. So let's get into it, Skee. Good card to talk about.
Yeah, some good stuff to talk about for sure. We appreciate everybody in the chat. Everybody, it's funny how we get the same kind of comments every day.
4:20, man. 1:20 in the Pacific time zone. That's when we start. That's our time.
Yeah, you guys should know by now.
It used to be 1. It's not anymore. It's 1:20. So we're only 5-6 minutes late.
Every now and then it'll be when we're actually late, it's like 1:30.
Yeah.
But 1:20 is like the time.
Yeah.
Let's get to it though. A lot of games for today. We'll start with Suns and Nets. Opened up minus 10.5 for them. Now it looks like minus 12.5. And total went from 220.5 down to 215. So big move down here. And we look at the injury report. I'm sure we'll see why. I do know we had D'Lo ruled out. A lot of people out. Well, D'Lo, Cam Thomas, Lewis, Wofford, Williams, Bogdanovich, all out. Ben Simmons doubtful. Cam Johnson doubtful. For the Suns, you have Nurkic out, and then you have Bill game time decision. So we've seen this, I feel like, enough times here, Babano. When the Nets don't have D'Lo, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, they're going to struggle to put up points. So it makes sense why this total is taking a nosedive. And it also makes sense why the side has gone up. I played Phoenix at minus 11. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, Brooklyn's unbackable. I mean, now with D'Lo ruled out and a back-to-back situation for them. I thought they were live, though, to give the Knicks a chance or a battle last night. They did that. 99-95. D'Lo played last night, though, leading scorer, and now you don't have him along with all the others that have been out. It is going to be tough. You could see this being kind of like some of the games we've seen against the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Thunder, where they got blown out. The problem with Phoenix laying the points is, they win by 4 at Detroit. They win by 7 at Washington. That's the game that stands out. They win by 7 at Washington, who are horrible. They lose outright as a road favorite to Charlotte. I don't fully trust Phoenix still. I think what you should do is maybe lean maybe Brooklyn team total under because it's around 101 with the team total. But I don't know. Suns should win by margin and double digits, but not always tricky to trust. I mean, it's Phoenix or pass. I ultimately opted, though, to pass.
I understand. They have the rest advantage. We'll see if they can take advantage in this game. There were a couple comments here. Damn, where'd it go? Now I can't find them. There was one talking about. There's a lot of comments coming in here today. I can't find it. Sorry, guys. Lingo Wick says Dutch and Wham out for personal reasons. Yeah, they're ruled out. They're ruled out about 10 minutes ago. Just like the NBA. And there was a comment about the time. We do it like the NBA. Oh, they said, why not change the start time? Maybe just change the start time, he says. You know how like the NBA games, they're scheduled at 4:10, but they're not going to tip off till like 4:20.
That's us. Yeah. No, yeah. Our start time's 1:20 Pacific, 4:20 Eastern. It's been that way now for several weeks. So train yourself to think of the show starting at 4:20 Eastern, 1:20 Pacific. Then you'll be fine. If you train yourself to think it's still 4 Eastern and 1 Pacific, you're not going to be fine. That's what you do.
All right, let's keep it going. Next game up, we have Pistons and Hawks. This one, not too much movement, but it did go from 2.5 And I see some 3.5s out there. The total though has come down from 236.5 as low as 234. And then we look at the injuries and who's playing for Detroit. Ivy, we already knew he was out. For everybody else is available there. For the Atlanta, Trae Young is game time, probable. Jalen Johnson is questionable. Um, those are two big pieces that I need to know if I'm gonna lay points with Atlanta versus anybody. Detroit has been competitive, and I think I know Cunningham will probably see Dyson Daniels, etc. But if he could find some matchups against Trae Young, I don't know. I think Cunningham could be somebody I go back to today. I played his points, rebounds, and assists a good amount this season. I can see that winning here today. How would you play this one, Babenu?
This one, you see the total being 234. I think it could get over the total. We've had an over series history with the Pistons and the Hawks, 4 straight overs, 246, 254, 234, 243. So we've had 234 plus in 4 straight meetings, Pistons versus Hawks, and this total's right at 234. Obviously, we'll have to see if everyone's available, but Detroit's off the win at Houston. I took Detroit on Martin Luther King Day on Monday. They went into Houston and won outright as underdogs, and Atlanta blew it in the fourth quarter against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. So you do have usually the team off the loss. I'd rather back them, but I don't think Atlanta, I fully trust them. And I like the way the Pistons are playing right now. So I actually lean Pistons. I like the over, though, even more.
I think I'll lean with the Pistons too, especially just with the injury report, what it is. Next game, we will go T-Wolves and Mavs. Opened up Wolves -1.5. They're now a 3.5 point favorite, and the total went from 218.5 down to I see it at 214.5 pretty much right now. I do want to double check on these injuries because it is a pretty big move down on the total. So for Minnesota, no DiVincenzo, no Terrence Shannon Jr. For the Mavs, I think I saw Lively's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. Powell, Hardy, Exum, Luca, all out. Clay, Najee, and Quentin Grimes, all questionable for tonight. So I think this is an opponent that the Wolves really do want to, play good against and beat. And they're the healthier team here tonight. I would be looking towards them, but I don't feel super strong about it. Do you?
Yeah, I took them on the money line earlier. The price was a little bit better, Minnesota, in this game. It's gotten up a little bit, obviously, with the move to -160. So there's been a bit of a price adjustment, obviously, but because when I bet them, it was only -145. I still think if you want to lay -160, if you're okay with that, I would still say maybe take it. And then that way, if they win, it's you avoid the potential of it being a close game. But the Timberwolves, I know they've struggled. They're only 1-3 in their last 4 games, but Cleveland and Memphis, the last 2 losses, and the Grizzlies are playing pretty well, and they took Memphis down to the wire, lost by 2. And I thought they played pretty competitively against Cleveland, all things considered. Minnesota, they only lost that game by 7 points. Meanwhile, here we are again with the Dallas Mavericks. This has been not even close to a full-strength team. It feels like night in and night out for a long period of time now. And once again tonight, a situation where Luka Doncic is out. They have a losing record, 10-11 this year without him. So not exactly a team I trust here. Minnesota, obviously given the history in the postseason, team that's probably not going to take Dallas lightly, even without Luka Doncic on the floor. So I like Minnesota here. It's just a question of, do you still want to take it at a worse price?
Yeah, I lean that way as well. I think that is the right side. And man, we talked about how the NBA works. If this ain't some NBA shit right here, going from ruled out to available to play.
Yep.
The plug is landed. What's good, Dutchy?
What's good, my guys? The NBA is a hell of a drug. And you're looking at the plugs. Yeah, man. Better late than never, goddammit. Better late than never. My apologies. I see Wham Bam was really trying to make me look bad because both of us out. I mean, that shit just ain't right. But good to see Bobano, yourself, Skee in the chat. What do we got? What did you guys get to? Atlanta, Detroit?
Good timing. We were talking about supposed to be your favorite team with your favorite player, but we never fucking see the guy anymore. The Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, man. I told you, no Luka, no bueno. I don't talk about the Dallas Mavericks.
Even on that team anymore? Like, really?
I'm telling you, y'all start talking about he's coming back. I was like, where'd you hear that at? Because I ain't seen it. But no. This looks too easy for me though. This one does. Minnesota. Now this game right here, I had the Pistons circled. I was going to be on the Pistons, but now I'm starting to tread back a little bit. You know, I had 2 games circled this morning, and I was eager to talk the show with you because yesterday was just a bummy ass day in the NBA. I couldn't even get to the. I was gonna come out here and back with 5 games. All right, so I was like, you know what? Let me just chill and let y'all hold it down, and hopefully you guys found a motherfucking bag. But this game right here, looking at the Pistons, they beat them 120-121 in Detroit. Right? They beat Atlanta earlier this year. Up until that point, Atlanta it's been like big bro, little bro, right? 7 straight wins from Atlanta. I like the Pistons, but I don't know. I think this number screams Atlanta here. I really do. I think Atlanta finds a way today. I could be wrong. I'm going to stay away. I'm not going to bet Atlanta because I like Detroit. But if I bet this basketball game, I'm going to just take a little bit off of our guy Skee, and it's going to be K, points, rebounds, and assists. In that game I was talking about earlier this year, he loaded it up. He had about, I think, was in the high 45s, right under 50 points, rebounds, and assists. 20 had a lot of rebounds, a lot of assists, and only like 21 points. So we know those points can definitely go up. Atlanta gives it up. And then on the other side of it, obviously this line's moved because Trae Young's going to play. He has his way with Detroit. So I would probably look his way, points and assists, or at least points, and expect some points in this basketball game. And I expect this to be a 1-possession basketball game. So I lean Detroit with the points, but this to me screams Atlanta.
Good stuff. And then only other game we touched is Suns Nets. If you have anything there.
Shout out to Nets Bets. We'll be courtside for this game. All right, we'll be courtside for this game. Shout out to his girl. Got him the tickets for Christmas. Gonna see our guy KD. He's a big fan, and Booker probably should go off. But you know what, man? I'm gonna do with this motherfucker Skee. Back with this bitch, god damn it.
Is that for your health?
Yeah, Nets Bets. Hopefully you have a good time and cash out, bro. Definitely should be a good one. I bet the Suns. Dutch don't want to touch it, but I hope you're not touching them Nets tonight. Nets Bets. Cavs, Rockets. My bad. Go ahead. What'd you say?
No. I say damn well ain't no. I mean, I hope he's not. He's happy about KD. I hope he just bets KD points or something. Shit.
You gotta tell your girl, get your tickets when the fucking whole squad's playing. Make up for this shit. Yeah.
She's gonna have to buy him last second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you know that? But
he's sitting on the app all day.
Stand at the box office 5 minutes. Oh, they got the whole team playing tonight. All right, we're in. Yeah.
Who's out for Phoenix? Anyone important?
No.
No, yeah.
Only Beal is questionable.
Yeah, he's there to see KD. That's all he cares about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This one, Cavs and Rockets. Cavs open -3. It did go down to 2. And then you look at the total, this one dropped from 233 all the way down to 228. And we look at the injury report for Cleveland: Mobley out, Okoro out, Travers out, LeVert is questionable. And then for Houston, they'll have everybody except for Jabari Smith Jr. Cavs are coming off of a beatdown. They beat down the Suns in their last game. Meanwhile, Houston is coming off of a loss versus the Pistons. So I'll go to you here, Babano. This does seem like a really, really low spread in the Cavaliers game in general. Have the Rockets proven they're a big dog yet? Do you think the Rockets can win or hang in this game?
Yes, Houston. It almost feels like Houston might get Cleveland tonight. If you got Houston, and was Houston maybe looking ahead when they played Detroit on Martin Luther? I really liked Detroit on Martin Luther King Day. I thought that was a great bet, great price. +7.5 they were, and they won outright at Houston. Houston had this game next up. They lose 107-96 to the Pistons. But I get the feeling they're going to give Cleveland a game. The question you ask yourself, if I'm me here, is do you want to go against Cleveland only laying, 2 in this game? I don't know if I'm there. I don't. I mean, they obviously blew out Phoenix on Monday. Very impressive at home, 118-92. They beat Minnesota on the road, 124-17 after that. They've been slightly worse on the road than at home, but still 15-4 It's still a pretty damn good road record for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Definitely a Houston spot. Coming off a loss, you expect their best game here. I certainly understand the reasons to take them. I don't feel comfortable enough taking them, only getting 2, though. So it's a game I'm off.
I'm not sure what Justin is talking about in the chat. He says this line jumped to -6.5. I mean, I don't see 6.5 at any shop right now.
No, it's 2. It's Cleveland -2.
Yeah, it's 2. I'm not sure what we're going. If you see 6.5, you could just go get the other side.
I'd be on Houston at 6.5, but 2. Not enough.
He said Houston -6.5.
Oh, well, I'd be on Cleveland 100%.
Exactly. Dutchie, you got anything for Cavs and Rockets?
Yeah, man. This game right here, it's the NBA, man. Yesterday, I was going to come on here, and the one game I thought I was going to be on was the Raptors. And then I just looked in the mirror and said, what the fuck you thinking about, bro? Go take your ass to the pool. And, they covered. They won. They won out. After being down by 15 early, right to the Magic, I'm like, all right, I'll leave it alone. So I'm just going to go with what I cap, bro. I got to go with what I cap. And it's the Houston Rockets first half here. Shout out to our guy, LJ. I'll take the +100. They play 2 to 3 days from now, back in Cleveland. Right? Houston don't play till they play Cleveland. I believe Cleveland goes to Philly and then back against Houston, and that's probably when Houston will get ran out the fucking gym. But I like this spot here. No Mobley, I think, is really big here. I think Houston can compete with them rebounding here, and I think they might catch them sleeping a little bit. Now, in this situation, there's no way in hell I'm telling you Houston Rockets are a better team than the Cavaliers. So that's why I'm taking the first half, because the longer the game goes on, the better team has intensity to win. But I do think Houston wins this basketball game. But give me the first half, because we've seen it cash. I know it hasn't been as profitable of late. But I like this spot. They started off real slow, like in fucking mud against Detroit, and I think Udoka is going to have these boys ready to rock and roll, at least first and second quarter. So give me the Rockets first half here, and then we'll be looking to fade these boys when they touch down in Cleveland in a couple of days.
Good stuff. Next we have Grizzlies and Rockets. This one opened up Grizzlies -11.5. Looks like 12, pretty much most shops. Total, though, has gone up quite a bit, 236.5, and I see it as high as 241. Injuries, Grizzlies, surprisingly, usually it's a laundry list. They're pretty healthy right now. Just a few of the usual suspects, Smart, Spencer, Williams out. Looks like everybody else pretty much going to play. We know Hornets are without Brandon Miller, Trey Mann also out. Babano, I mean, this is one I would only really think about betting the total. I mean, I do think the Grizzlies will play at pace because that's how they've been playing, and they can score at will versus Hornets team. I think with LaMelo, he'll be comfortable pushing the pace too. Do you agree with the market move on the over, or how are you viewing this game? Muted.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like this over, up from 236.5 to 240.5. You look at Memphis, 4-1 to the over in their last 5 games. They've hit in the 120s in 3 of those games as well. The only 2 were Houston, good defensive team, Minnesota, good defensive team that doesn't play particularly fast. So I think when you look at this matchup, a weaker defensive team, at least a more inconsistent defensive team. I'll be honest, under the new coach here for Charlotte, they've actually played a little better defense, but they're still not a upper echelon defensive team in the NBA, and they're going to have tough matchups here with Memphis, who can score inside, can pound the paint, can score outside. It's going to be a difficult matchup for Charlotte for their defense to match up. But you look at their offense now, they've won 3 straight, Charlotte, against Utah, Chicago, and then Dallas. I know Dallas hasn't had Luka, but still beat the Dallas Mavericks on Martin Luther King Day as a home dog, 110-105. It's a pretty solid win for them. And I think when you look at recent games where they've played good offensive teams or teams that push pace, Chicago is the game that stands out, flew over the total, 248 points in that game. So I do think the over is the way to go. Be careful about laying 12, though. There's been a feisty Charlotte team. I lean Hornets now with the points, but the total is the best way to go here in this game, in my opinion.
Dutchie, I have a feeling this is one might have a hard time getting to the window with.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the real ones we got up in here. Cashville Recon. I see you, my dude. Steven Harrison. I see you, my man. BD in the building. Man, the Hornets got me paid on MLK Day. Took them +6 against the Mavericks. How are they getting 6 close? You know, they went out right. I almost want to go back to the window again. You know, I'm starting to get like Skee last year, where all these little ugly ass fucking beezies start. You know, they start looking somewhat appealing to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's
They're
because
4-0 ATS. Their last 4 is a road dog, Charlotte.
I mean,
by the way.
Memphis laying 12. I know they looked really impressive against San Antonio. I mean, I will say that. But yeah, 12 points, a lot of points here, man. They beat them. They beat Memphis last 2 times they played them outright. So I might get to the window here at the 12. Nothing I've heard so far has told me otherwise, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, I lean Charlotte here. As I mentioned, they've won 2 straight against Memphis, 3 straight basketball games, Bobano said. I kind of like it. LaMelo's feeling himself right now, you know, so that, you know, might have to ride the train a little bit. 12 points is an awful lot against a tough Memphis team at home, but I don't know if they should be laying a dozen fucking points.
Yeah, that was pretty exotic, yeah.
That's exotic as fuck. Yeah, exotic as fuck. Almost might have hit that bitch and lied to y'all. I didn't, you know. I didn't hit that motherfucker. No, I did not.
Nah, the Hornets have been playing good though. I get where you coming from that.
Yeah.
Utah and OKC up next. Man, 17.5 was the opener. I see mostly 16.5. Total 220.5 was the opener. And now it's up to as high as 233.5. That's a what, 13.5 point move? Damn. Injuries. What could possibly be? I mean, Clarkson's out. Oh, they ruled in marketing. I think that's what happened. Juzane's out, Potter out, Williams out, Sensabaugh out. For OKC, still no bigs. Both Hardenstein and Chet out. And then we have Jalen Williams, the forward. He's game time decision. I don't like that if I like the Thunder. I do think, the Thunder have been very capable and they've been showing us they can cover these big numbers. That's why we have a 16.5 out there. I've seen them cover 15.5. I think they covered a 16.5 too. They're just a dominant team right now, especially at the house. It's hard to go against it. It's crazy. Hard to go against a minus 16.5 for me. Do you feel that way with Beno?
Here's the thing. OKC plays tomorrow night, I believe. Yes, they do, against Dallas at home. No travel, so they're back-to-back home games. But, do they maybe coast if they have a big lead or play it a little more conservative? I don't know, but they're on a roll. I mean, they really, other than the loss they had at Dallas 5 days ago, and plus that'll be a revenge spot. I think you lay it with OKC tomorrow night against Dallas. Tonight, though, I don't love it. Certainly, they're probably going to win. They have absolutely owned the Utah Jazz, especially here in OKC. Last time Utah came here, they won by 27. But they got the game with Dallas, who they just lost to tomorrow night. And Utah, don't look now. They're a lot healthier. Keontae George is really the only guy they could rely on for scoring, but Sexton's back. Lauri Markkanen's back. John Collins is back. So at least they're a little bit healthier. They've got a little bit more of a healthier squad, certainly starting 5 Utah. And don't look now, they're 7-2 against the number their last 9 games. They've been covering point spreads left and right, especially as a road dog. Went outright at Orlando, went outright at Miami, only lost by 8 at Phoenix. Some decent teams. So this is just a stay off for me. Petrified to bet against the Thunder, but this could be a spot where maybe Utah just gets inside the number. Could go either way. I'm off the game.
Man, it's a lot of super exotic over here. Dutch. I feel like Dutch won't lay no 16.5. I don't think he cares who is playing.
No.
Can you take the Jazz, Dutch?
You got that motherfucker right. 16.5. Good Lord. I didn't even know this motherfucker was on the card. Shout out to Rez Mob in the building. Good to see you, my man. Lucky Power, man. He said it, man. He said it. God damn. We got over 200 in here. We ain't even got 50 motherfucking likes. Come on, man. That's this motherfucking respect. Take a moment. Take a goddamn second. Hit the like button. Like, real talk, like I'm hitting this motherfucking diet cranberry grape ocean spray. This shit is fucking delicious. It'll get you right where you need to be. Believe that. Back with this bitch, god damn it. Hit the fucking light.
Is bad for your health.
The over was a good bet in this game, but 10 points. How am I going to come on here and look, professional if I say bet over 233 when this total opened at 223? That being said, OKC's been trending over like crazy, and Utah's got a ton of scoring back with Sexton, Markin, and all playing. So I get it why everyone's loving the over, but come on, 10-point move. I mean, that's a lot of value gone.
Yeah, can't get the ass end of the line on that one.
Yep.
Warriors in Sacramento opened up -8 for Sacktown. Looks like 7.5 mostly everywhere, and the total went from 227 to about 230.5. As far as injuries, we see Draymond, Kuminga, Pods, Kyle Anderson out. GP2 game time decision, and then nobody on the injury report for Sacramento. So we're gonna go back to Dutch for this one here. The Kings, I think they've only lost one game since the coaching change. They've been playing damn good basketball. The Warriors seem like they can't figure it out yet without Kuminga. Do the Kings just smash here tonight?
God damn. Today's NBA. The Sacramento Kings are laying a touchdown and a hooker against the Golden State Warriors. I mean,
Times have changed.
Yeah, times have changed. Now, they beat these boys 4 straight.
Yeah.
Sacramento Kings have, right? 4 straight. One more, most recently, 30 points, bro. 30-point win in Sacramento. In Golden State. Now, you would expect Golden State to come in here and play some motherfucking basketball. I mean, get the fuck out of here, bro. I mean, whoever's suiting up, I don't know. Do they not like Steve Kerr? I don't give a fuck if you put in the 7th, 8th, 9th man down on the fucking rotation. You should not get beat by 30 motherfucking points against the Sacramento Kings. I mean, these motherfuckers is pretty damn close. It's somewhat a little bit of a rivalry right there. I mean, there's got to be some respect going on there. So I would expect the Golden State Warriors to show up today. Nothing official for me yet here, but I don't know how I'm not on the Hornets +12 and the Warriors +7.5. These are 2 dogs that are actually very appealing to me. I just don't like the Warriors. I really just don't. But there's no way in fucking hell I'm laying 7.5 for the Sacramento Kings against a team that just beat this team 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago by 30 fucking points. So strong lean here to Dub Nation here, and I might have to make it official because the more I talk about it, and I didn't even set this up. I was running late. I put the hat on. It's town business, baby. It might be town business on the Garden Block there in Sacktown. So yeah, heavy lean to the Warriors 7.5.
He's liking the Warriors. I'm not sure what Ra-Ra's talking about. Says y'all got a handicap, man. Kings are 4-1 ATS last 5. I'm pretty sure we started off with me saying the Kings have won every game except for one since the coaching change. Pretty sure.
Coach of the year, Doug Christie.
You got to actually listen if you want to hear a handicap.
No, I love that too when he was Superman. He motherfucker was he played hard. My bad. Go ahead.
I ain't giving him too much love because there's a little tussle. But I'm gonna leave it alone. Babano.
Oh yeah, I know.
Babano, what you think about Kings and Warriors?
Yeah, I think I might have to step in and take Golden State in this spot. Here's why. I like betting on teams after all-time embarrassing losses. And I'm talking about the 30, 40, 50-point type of losses. And obviously Golden State had that against Boston. And I was thrilled about that because I thought Boston was just such a great bet on Monday. Coming off the loss, catching Golden State, who beat them in Boston earlier this year, and it was just a hammer spot for the Celtics. But you lose like that, 125-85. It's got to be one of the worst losses that Steve Kerr as a coach and Stephen Curry as the leader of this team have had as they're in their time with Golden State. And I remember I was on Brooklyn against the Lakers just recently on this show. Brooklyn lost by 1. It came right down to the wire. Brooklyn had lost to the Clippers the game before, like by 60 points or close to it. When you have that kind of a beatdown, some semblance of pride, some semblance of heart kind of has to take over for Golden State, just like it did for Brooklyn. Brooklyn got bombed by almost 60 points. 60 points by the LA Clippers, and they came back and they almost beat the Lakers in the next game. They lost by 1. So I just don't like fading teams off an all-time embarrassing, humiliating, despicable loss like that. Even though Sacramento's red hot, it's not easy to step in front of Sacktown right now. They've been lighting the beam. They've been playing great. They've even been playing some defense lately, which you haven't always been able to say about the Sacramento Kings. But I do lean Golden State, too. Not an easy bet to make given Sacramento red hot, but I'm leaning Warriors as well. I'll probably have a small bet on the Warriors plus 7.5. I'll get involved in it. Feels like Brooklyn Lakers all over again.
Wasn't expecting that. Dutchy and Babano leaning towards the Warriors. I get what y'all are saying. My eyes are telling me that the Warriors.
The eyes definitely don't want Golden State. I get you. I got it. I hear you. But my goodness, 40 points. You can't show some guts tonight.
I agree. I tend to think, when you lose like that, you remember, and you want to show something the next time. So we'll see which way it shakes out tonight. Last game on the slate. Kind of go through this one faster. Boston and Clippers opened up Boston -6. They're now 12s out there. Total hasn't really moved. Drew Holiday, Al Horford look like they're both game time. Porzingis as well for the Clippers. Kawhi out, Powell out, Tucker out, Zubac out. Harden game time, Batum game time. Wow, this is a game backwards. This game, man. I want nothing to do with it. It'll be fine. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Is bad for your health.
Dutch, we gonna hear that jingle again or what?
One more motherfucking time.
Is bad for your health.
I know Babano has a little something.
I'll just say a brief thing about this because I don't love this game either, but I'll say this. You want to take the Clippers plus these points with James Harden? Maybe we don't even know if James Harden's going to play. He's a game-time decision. But if he doesn't go, you got Terrence Mann, Amir Coffey, Derek Jones, Mo Bamba starting 5. You could take the Clippers. Or you could lay double digits with Boston, who have not put 2 good games together in a row in ages. Look at this Boston run lately. Okay, I loved them against Golden State, but they lost to Atlanta the game before that. They've been a win-loss team, straight up and against the spread since January 3rd. Since January 3rd, they have not won and covered 2 games in a row since January the 3rd. So I'm not laying doubles with them either. So, yeah, backwood.
That was a little exotic.
Is bad for your health.
A little exotic, but I'll allow it.
Real consistency problems with Boston. Like, they're a fucking yo-yo lately. Like, they can look like they did against Golden State and watch them probably win on a buzzer beater tonight. That's what they've been doing lately. Fucking
just
around.
have to figure out when they care for real to actually go out there and play for real. But that's the NBA card. We went through all 8 games, and now it's time to move it over to best bets. First up, we'll go to Ian. No Bam today. So, Ian, let the people know what you think is the best way to get to the window.
Yeah, best bet for me on this slate. Let's go to, we're going to rely on some series history here with Detroit, Atlanta. 4 straight overs, all 4 of them 234 or more as far as total points scored in the game. I think we see more of the same here tonight with the Pistons and the Hawks. So we'll go over 234 with Detroit, Atlanta for best bet.
Good stuff. Babano, Joey Skinner, I see you in the chat. I got you. I'll drop it after the show. My best bet, I'll go with the one I actually placed. I mean, the line did move. It's still probably moving right now, but I really think it's a blowout. I took Phoenix -11. Just Brooklyn, we've seen them too many times without – I mean, they're already terrible without Cam Johnson, but without Cam, D'Lo, and Cam Johnson, like, there's no offense. So the Suns, off of the beatdown they just got, I think they'll really be motivated to come in here and put together a full game, win by double digits. So Suns, like I said, I played -11, but I still think they'll cover the -12.5 as my best bet for the show. Last but not least, slide over to Dutchy. Let the people know what you think is the best way to get paid. Or I'm sorry, my bad. I'm tripping. Let them know what the freshest look of the day is, and then take us home.
Yeah, man. Freshest look, we're going to H-Town. We're going to get down to H-Town. Houston Rockets, first half. Even money, man. It's good money. Believe that. Big shout out to everybody in the chat supporting Skee and the crew. Lucky Power, Jermaine, I see you, my man, B-Man. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, share the motherfucking video. Stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.
You guys ready?
It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it. You're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy? You ready?